He has Saskatchewan provincial track and field records that still stand. He finished 10th in the Heisman Trophy race. He set an NCAA record for the most rushing yards in one game, and he's one of only 3 Saskatchewan boys to make it to the NFL. And I found Rueben Mayes to be one of the nicest guests I've ever had on the show when I met him in his hometown of North Battleford.
Pride is something that's it's hard to kind of explain, but it's a feeling, and a feeling of accomplishment, a feeling that you can do it, a feeling that you can have a vision, a feeling that you're going to do whatever it takes to achieve what you have to achieve. And so I want them to understand that North Battleford, in terms of what I did and what they can do, are no different. I was just a regular kid, and I did all the things, fished and hunted and worked on farms. We have a farm. I bought a horse when I was 12. I really had a great upbringing because I had freedom. I had freedom to do whatever I wanted to do, and it was safe. I rode my bike and go fish all day and come back with all these fish. I never had to worry about getting robbed or something. So that freedom allowed me to think. I began to dream, and that's, to me, is why I think it was such a great upbringing, because I had all these things I was able to do. It was safe and had good people around me that I learned from, and so it was just a great upbringing. It really was. Probably when I was like 10 or 11, and I just had this dream that I'd like to play in NFL. I was very fast, and I was in track and field, and I just decided, I think I could do something like that if I worked really hard, and I just kind of took it one step at a time, and it worked out. I was not a very good hockey player. I had to kind of pick. I was a track guy, and then I was football. So hockey, I didn't have the time to put into it. I played goalie a lot, but I knew that I could go further as a track guy and then eventually as a football player. My coach, Don Hodgins, who sent film out, actually spent $500 sending film to different colleges. And he sent some film to Hugh Campbell, who was the GM at Edmonton Eskimos. And the film was pretty scratchy, and so Hugh played at Washington State and knew Jim Walden, the head coach. And so he called Jim Walden and said, based on my word, you have to offer this guy a scholarship. I guarantee you, you will not have a regret. And if he doesn't pan out, I will owe you big time. But take a chance on him. And so based on Hugh Campbell's word, I went down to Washington State. They had full scholarships already given out. At the last minute, a kid had dropped out. So it was like end of the recruiting season. I went down, had breakfast with Jim Walden. He offered me a scholarship. I asked my dad, called my dad, said, Dad, would it be okay? What do you think? He said, I would do it. So I accepted, and that's how I got to Washington State. In 1984, prior to the time when I broke the NCAA record, we were down 42-14 in Stanford in the third quarter, and we came back and beat Stanford 49-42. And so having that comeback, and it was grass field and dirt and players, it's just a great feeling to be able to come back like that and beat a Pac-10 team.
We'll have more from North Battleford after the break.